Happy to see you again. Good morning, students. Here I am to begin this new poem, the poem number 4, Launching Work, written by Sir Walter Scott. What is that launching work? It is a Scottish word, launch. Launch means arrive. Launching, make somebody to get on. Actually, the word is launching is coming from the boat. Okay, we are launching it. Okay, launch. Launch is you just go and stand there. That is called launching. But is the launching the word is going and staying in the hilltop. Okay, that is called the launching up. That is not so important. Let's see. What is the story is so important. That is very important, and we must know about the author. Okay, let us speak about the author. Who's the author? Here. Okay, he was born of Scottish novelist, poet, playwright and historian. Okay, and his many works remain classics of the both English language, literature and the Scottish literature. Okay, literature, and there is a difference. Literature that you just write on with a lot of meaning, that is called the literature. Okay, writing has no meaning but has a lot of explanation, that's all. Okay, that is also not so important. When you are close to the higher studies, you will know those things. But this man was born on 15th August 1771 and in United Kingdom, that is in America. He died 21st September 1832. So he was called as a 19th century poet. His first name was Baronet, and later he was called as Walter Scott. Okay. His works, there are important works: The Lady of the Lake, okay, Marmion, The Lady of the Last Minstrel, The Lord of the Isles. And his very important work, because he is a literary literature. He has a literary movement. He is from the literary, by the writing he makes the people to get anger, get patriotism, get the respect for the nations, because the people with the pen people can make a lot of changes. The writers have a lot of respect, a lot of value in the society, because with their pen they can criticize somebody, okay, they can boast of somebody, because the pen can do many things. Because whatever we say orally, one is heard and within the moments it is gone away. But if you are put in the writing, for the centuries this remains, and that is what is very important. And the newspaper writers, they have a lot of because that remains there, that never decays. It preserves. See, their books are still today. When they are born, 1771, when they were started to write, when they are grown up as an adult age, after 20 years they started to write, but their work still today is there. That is an encouragement for us. So that this is called the literary movement of the Romanticism. Romanticism. Okay. Let us go through the summary of this poem. Launching up. I will go slow, you listen properly. Sir Walter Scott's Launching Up is a ballad, B-A-L-L-E-D, ballad, telling a story of a love and bravery. Ballad is a short story. Very short story is called in English ballad. Okay, and what Launching Up is the place of a hilltop. What kind of a story? It is the love story of the bravery, the courage, love. There are many people now, they fall in love. When the problem comes, okay, they deny both and they say and just do many excuses, and this boy also get mad and this girl also get mad. And this kind of no, this is, he says, is it the bravery with the courage. See, that is the love story. Okay. Launching Up is the name of the young nobleman Now this name, this Lonchiner, is given to a nobleman, respected man in the society. Noble is, okay, who is in love with a young lady, not a girl, okay, but young lady. In America, when you reach to the time of a marriage, before the marriage, people will call you also lady. It doesn't mean that is lady was already, that girl was already married, so they call her a lady. Hengasu, Eleya Hengasu, that is called, but doesn't mean in America, when they reach to the age of a marriage, they are called a lady, so that it calls a young lady. Okay. Because from the royal family, that also is to mention when there is say young lady, it means they are from the royal family, rich family. Okay. The lady's father disapproves, is not agreeing of his love and arranges her marriage with another person, and that is a common of every parent, and it is the stupidity I feel. Okay. When they fall, because this relationship of the marriage is something whole, is something greater. How can one person get married to another without knowing her, without knowing him? How is possible? If you know that person, who is he, what he is, how is his character, what is his behavior, how he takes care of you, what he thinks of you. This comes from the both the side, not only on the side of the girl. Comes from the both sides, and that is what we have to understand. We people, what we think, our duty to somebody to, when you reach to that age of 18, or a boy of the age of 20, 22, they have to decide for their life. No, it is not they have to decide, that is I have to decide. That is my responsibility, that is I am going to get married, not they are going to get married. See? And these poems are opening us, so that they say, education make us to open our eyes for the worldwide. Older people, they had the child marriages. Even this boy is not earning in the house, they want to make him to get married. Day for yesterday, somebody was asking me, sir, why you got married so late? Yes, I got married so late because I have to stand on my own leg. See? Not that my parents have to decide for my marriage. Not after the marriage, not that my parents look after me. That I look after my child, I look after my wife, and I look after my family. That is the important. See, here so important it is. On the day of the wedding, young Lonchiner arrives to the place of the wedding of the young lady whose name is Ellen. E-L-L-E-N. Okay, this Lonchiner going to get married to this Alan, who has fallen in love with this brave man. He is okay. The poem begins with a description of the young nobleman. Explanation, description is an explanation about this man. From that part of Scotland known as the border, as it lies on the border between England and Scotland. Okay. This man is between the England and Scotland border. He comes riding towards the east. Remember, east is the place, Purvadiku. He is riding from the east, coming from the east. In the olden days, the east is the place of the rich. Okay. Purva kalada, Purva dikkina manusharu. ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಇತ್ತು. That is what is, every word is very important here. Okay, he is coming from the east. He means he is a nobleman, he is a rich man. Okay, he rides the best horse available there, and in English, in Scotland, in England, if he has his horse, he is really rich, and he is coming on the horse. And because of that, if you just go outside, I don't know if you have seen this Marwadis getting married. They are called Saujis. They still today they have this tradition of coming. If you go to the Calcutta, or in Bangalore also, if I have seen it, this for their wedding, without the bride and the bridegroom coming on the horse, that marriage is something very poor. Their value doesn't consider that. So their value, responsibility comes there. The value comes on that how you arrange the marriage. Now as we see, we have this idea of coming on the car. The car is, we are just walking and going, there is no value. If you, the bride and bridegroom coming to the place of a tali, of a garbhagudi, of a temple, or near to the pujari in the car, then they are great, they are rich. See how this is like this. Okay. The only weapon he has is a broadsword. Okay, he comes as the warrior, like a soldier on the horse, coming with the sword. He has no one for company or support. He comes alone. He is like a brave man. His strength lies in his faithful love. Now his strength, his love lies only in his faithful love. A love that is true and lasting. Say, Chirakal Baduvantaha Priti. That is coming from his own heart, because he loved so much that girl. And that is what is many times worries me. No? They just for the sake of falling in love, they fall. After some problem, they just disappear. That is not the way. If you don't have courage, then don't fall in love. You are not able to challenge the people, those who are coming, because that love marriage is forever for you. Because nobody is there to question you. Afterwards, you cannot blame anybody. You have done it, you have done it. No. You yourself has decided whom to get married, and you are fallen in love, and you know what you are doing it. So it's very important. This brave man, the Lonchino, comes, nobody a thing. Okay, because he comes with only his true love. His strength lies in his faithful love, a love that is true and lasting. In war, he is not deterred by anything or anyone. Nothing can stand in his way. In this respect, Lonchino stands alone. There has been no one like him, says the poet. And he says, he is here, the poet, speaking about his courage, the bravery, okay, standing alone, only with the sword he comes. Usually, wherever when they, you see, when the problem comes, they take their all gundas behind for the strength. It means one who brings that, he is not a courageous man. But the hero doesn't come with the villains, not the gundas. He comes alone. You see, that is what the role of it. Breaks or thickers the rocks, and the river lie on his way. Okay, in between there are the difficulties while riding the horse. Okay, he passed through all this. All kinds of obstacles are there. Yes, so all kinds of disturbance, obstacles, problems, he overcomes. But nothing can stop the night. Okay, that force for the courage to meet her lover, nothing can stop him. Okay, it makes him to endure everything. And there is no ford across the river. As like he swims across it. His destination is nearby, neither by all. In spite of his hurry, he is not able to reach the hall in time. Okay, what happens? Before going to meet the Ellen, he have to cross the river. There is no ford. Okay, there is no boat for him to pass through. But what he does? He goes to swimming. Even this river doesn't make him as a barrier. He says, I can pass through. And he jumps into the water and swims and comes. And what happens? He becomes a delay. Let's see what happens. Okay. He swims across it. His destination is never by hall. In spite of all his hurry, he is not able to reach the hall in time. But he was not reaching in time to the hall. Before he can reach the gate, the girl whom he loves has given her consent to a marriage with a man of her father's choice. Before he is reaching to the marriage hall, okay, tali kattuva jagake, he is already given his consent, sakshi. That is Atma Shakshi. That is called consent. Is not just Sakshi. It is the Atma Shakshi. ಬೆಂಕಿಯ ಎದುರುಗಡೆಗೆ ತಾಳಿ ಕಟ್ಟುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಆತ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನಾನು ಇವನನ್ನು ಗಂಡನೆಂದು ನಾನು ಇವಳನ್ನು ಹೆಂಡತಿಯಿಂದ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. That is already given this consent. This time is over already, he says here. So the gallant or a brave knight comes too late. This Longchenor comes too late. Alan is to marry a man who is neither an ardent lover. Alan was getting married. She is not fall in love with her, and she don't like actually. Nor a brave soldier. He is sluggish in love and a coward in war. He was sluggish, shaky in his life. He was not a brave soldier. He was a coward man. He was a Hadrapuka, that is in Kannada word we say. When there is a war, he is on the back line, not in the front line. That is what it is. Because in the olden days, why this is very important? Because the olden days, now it is not there. If you go to the European country, every male child have to work in the army. At least they have to give their 2 years service in the army. That is what is very important. Let's see the further explanation on the next video. Thank you so much. See you soon.